price to go up. Like very soon, I can't take this anymore. I'm checking price and it is lower every hour. Check price, bet price. I can't take this anymore. I have over-invested by a lot. I need the price to go up already. Can they do something?
Starting this week, I haven't really been live streaming on YouTube. I have been live streaming stocks. I've pulled off the gas a little bit, and I think it shows. I think people in the YouTube comment section and on Twitter have pointed out that it feels like I've fallen off, like I don't care anymore. And I want to discuss this because it's been a minute since I've sort of broken down to this level my thoughts on things, because I don't like being a big crybaby weenie bitch, you know? I just don't.
We don't like when you are either.
But, truth be told, I'm feeling burnout, which is absurd to think about and discuss, because I'm sure there are lots of people who would be so grateful to be in the sort of situation that I am right now and have some of the freedoms that I do. But I sort of want to walk you through my thought process here and discuss this moving forward so that we're maybe on the same page. You might not like it, you might like it, but I figured it's worth talking about. I got two main things, two stories to tell. The first thing is this. I watched a podcast. It had Tommy in it. He's a big Minecraft YouTuber, young kid. I think he's like 18, 19, 20 years old right now. He was on Colin and Samir, and he was sort of discussing his YouTube channel and the process of coming up. And he brought up an interesting topic of conversation. And that topic was, every day when I sit down to make a video, I think to myself, am I doing this because I have to, or am I doing this because I want to? And that kind of stuck with me. This podcast came out maybe 8 or 9 days ago, 10 max. And when I watched it through, I thought to myself, I should probably ask myself this question. And when I sit down for a live stream, or when I sit down for a video, do I feel like I have to do this, or do I feel like I want to do this? And that has sort of been a reoccurring theme. So Monday, I sit down at my usual time, 2:00 p.m. Eastern, for a live stream on YouTube to go over the same stuff we always do, you know? And I ask myself, am I doing this because I have to, or am I doing this because I want to? And I came to find that I thought it was because I had to.
Work?
Same thing with Tuesday. Same thing with Wednesday. Now today, which is, I think, Thursday, you can obviously see that I'm not live right now if you're watching this, if you're watching this video. And yes. I want to really understand why. Why do I feel that way? Why do I feel like I have to and not like I want to? Because I'm a very passionate guy, you know? When I do something, I want to do it 150% of the way. I want to feel proud of what I put out, and I want to feel, most importantly, like I make a difference in people's lives. And for some reason, one way or another, you know, over the previous, I'd argue probably 3-4 months, I haven't felt that way. I haven't felt like it's been as rewarding. I haven't felt like I made a difference in people's lives, and I haven't felt like sort of the same fire, if that makes sense. And that brings me to sort of point number 2. And I'm very familiar with burnout. This is the second story of the day. Back when I was in high school and college, and I'd run, right? I ran collegiately, and I ran, I wouldn't say professionally, but I took it very serious for, I'd argue, probably about 5 or 6 years. And overall, my running career identified problem number 1, which is that I feel like I have to live stream stocks and not like I want to. I came back and I thought, so what's different about this versus then?
Damn.
Because when I had burnout back in, you know, the old days, back in college, when I would run 100 miles a week, and I feel like my body was...
I thought he was going to say when I had burnout last year. In 2021.
Even out, my heart wasn't in it. Why am I doing this? You're not seeing the progress you want to see. What I would simply do is just stop. I would take a break. I would take 1 week off from running, 2 weeks off from running, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes 5. The best word to use is crave, because that is the way that I view running is it's like energy and time. And
you don't get paid running.
I was walking away from that. It would come back to me. That drive would come back. The burnout would take time off. So what is the difference between that and this? I've thought about this, and I think what it really is running is a sort of an individual sport, right? Sure, I ran on a cross-country and track team. You don't want to let your guys down. You want to contribute to the team as much as you possibly can and make sure that you're improving sort of the standpoint of your teammates and of your peers and of your brothers, you know? But at the same time, when I ran, I was competing against myself. I wanted to just be the best version. Blah, blah, blah. You go down the line. I just wanted to, I like the feeling of growth, goalpost chasing, you know, versus this situation, the pressure in my head, right? And this might sound goofy, this might sound strange, but with YouTube and with stocks and with sort of being in the situation that I'm in right now, the shoes that I'm in, it at times feels like this isn't, it can't be, this isn't an individual sport, right? It's not just about my own personal growth. It's also about you guys, you know, the people who watch these videos every day for better or for worse. Bless all your hearts, even the fucking haters. I love you guys. But anyways, the difference here is I'm trying to do something for people, you know? Running was very individual, it was very selfish, it was very self-driven,
yeah, it's all bullshit.
I only wanted to be an absolute monster on the track. I wanted to walk off the track and feel like such a god that my dick would fuck just heavy and
nobody
cares.
There's
a lot of negative sentiment in the air. That can surely be it, right? I can recognize that. It could be that sometimes the mean comments get to your head and I just got to grow thicker skin. I know I'm a big crybaby weenie baby. That's why I'm making this video, okay? So before you even get on that train, we've already established that. It could be a lot of factors. I think there's a lot of things that have happened in the previous year and a half. But one thing that I'm certain of is that I do need to understand why I feel that way. And while that is the case, I think what I'm going to do is take a step back from live streaming on YouTube. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop making videos. It doesn't mean that I'm going to disappear. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm not doing anything like that. But I am feeling burnt out, and I am missing that same passion and fire and desire and all of those different words that get you up in the morning and excited to talk about stocks, you know? And I have to refine that, I think. I talked to Colin. If you don't follow him on Twitter, he's a great follow. Colin is a really level-headed, cool, calm, collected sort of guy to rip off TMI here. And I said to him, I said, man, listen, I'm running into a problem and I don't know what to do. I know you're older than me. You have a little more life experience, and I'm not afraid to reach out for a helping hand if I need it. I said to him,
See. Why didn't he tell all those who are watching him about the options that made him so much money? That's a good question. I've been asking that question. We've been asking that question here for a long time. Definitely. It's a little sketchy.
Experiencing burnout. When I sit down to record a video, when I sit down to make a live stream, I almost find it difficult to press the record button or to press the go live button. What should I do? And he said this to me. He said, think about what you want 10 years from now. All right. 10 years from now, do you want to continue educating on finance? Do you want to continue talking about finance? Do you think 10 years from now, you're going to have an interest in finance? Do you think 10 years from now, you're going to have an interest in making a difference in the financial world? And if that is the case, if your answer is yes, well, then you have to find a way to power through this. And that changed my life forever and can change many.
Wait.
Me think, you know, I do want finance to be a very integral part of my life. I want it to be something that I can share with others because it's something that changed my life forever and can change many others and will change many others and has changed many others. And I want to be a part of that. And my ultimate mission, if I could give one right now, isn't even MOASS. It's not. It is to fight for equitable markets for all. We can have a squeeze, one-time fucking one-and-done thing, right? But that will help a select group of people, maybe a couple 10,000, maybe a couple thousand, maybe even a couple million. But what about our kids to come? What about those to come in the future of the market?
Trey Collins, I'm calling it right now. The Trey Collins Foundation founded soon, and he'll have a tax wash.
How can we fight for a market that will truly impact positively the new retail who want to live that American dream and have the same right that everybody should have to wealth and wealth creation and freedom, because that's ultimately what wealth is an opportunity to be free, which can lead to happiness, and that's always a goal, right? So I've established those two things. I'm feeling burnout presently. And secondly, I want this to be something that I continue on over the next decade and likely longer, to be quite frank. So I have to take a step back. I have to take a step back. You might not see as many videos from me. I will not be live streaming until I sort of come to grips with what needs to change in my own psyche, my own personal life, so that I can accomplish this. And I wanted to run that by you because I feel like you deserve to know that. You know, at the end of the day, sure, I make money from doing YouTube, right? And I'm not gonna lie, all right? It does help. I'm able to employ 2 guys full time, and that's really rewarding. And I'm able to
He's able to employ 2 guys full time. What? Jesus Christ.
At the end of the day, sure, I make money from doing YouTube, right? And I'm not gonna lie, all right? It does help. I'm able to employ 2 guys full time, and that's really rewarding. And I'm able to help my mom with things and all the like. But what truly brings me the most happiness isn't money. In fact, money is probably the most stressful thing that comes with the channel. Believe it or not, I know that sounds weird to say. But what brings me the most happiness is the growth and the feeling of warmth that you get from feeling like you make a difference in people's lives. And I have to reground myself in that. And I wanted to discuss that today in a very level-headed sort of manner, so that you guys know where I'm at, because you deserve that.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to give you half of my mental energy, half of my focus. I don't want to give you half of anything. You guys deserve to know exactly where I'm at right now, and that's where I'm at right now. You might not like that. You might like that. You might say, hey, Trey's doing this because the market's red. And to you, oh, you are a genius. Great time. It's great time. But that's where I'm at. And as things sort of develop and I sort of come to grips with things, you'll see me return to live streaming. That's something that I'm nearly certain will happen. I have to think.
I don't know what's going on with this camera.
And I suppose that's all that I've got to say. So
bouncing around.
I know that's kind of long. I don't typically do a lot of these sit-down videos anymore, but I felt that this was an exception to the rule and one worth discussing and talking about. So that's what I have for you guys. My last thing that I have to say is to everybody who has messaged me or commented positive and negative things, feedback, hatred, love, the like, right? That really does mean a lot to me. All right. I don't want to understate that. I don't want to pretend that that is not the case, because I am beyond grateful for everything that has happened in my,
everybody
my life
that pumped
and sort
AMC.
of the love and the community that exists here.
So I could sell out.
I owe you guys a lot. I do. In my heart, in my mind, in my soul, man.
Give them all $10,000 tips then.
I feel like I have to, for the rest of my days on YouTube, find the best possible way to give back to you guys for all the love and support that you've shown me.
The best possible,
and I think this is just a step in the journey. So I want to pass that along. I hope you guys all enjoy your day. I appreciate you very much. Until the next one, appreciate it. Much love, Light Taps.
Okay, so I was looking at Trey's channel, and this is the first time he talked about AMC right here. And I don't know if I've seen this, or if I have, it's been a while.
Oh man, the stock, I was so sad. I was so sad about AMC. I had to work this morning. I was doing some in-processing here out at Fort Sill, Kentucky for Air Defense Artillery Bullock, and I bought into this at not a great time. My dollar cost average on this is 476, I think. I currently got what would it be, 1,560 shares, just under $7,000 in value after I'm down on the day about 7%. But the after hours right now looks pretty nice. I'm not mad, and I'll drink to that. We've got some Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. A little bit down the hatch.
Drinking and trading.
About AMC. And my game plan for this stock. So, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades, where we get technical analysis on different stocks on the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks.
January 25th.
On ticker symbol AMC, AMC Entertainment Holdings Incorporated. This is the country's biggest movie theater corporation, and they are looking at some pretty...
This is the one that started it all, right here.
Nasty price action right now. I really...
And we'll see what it evolved to via the current cult leaders, call them, but they're like independent AMC prophets. What this has
really like this.
Become.
We're going to look at a couple different things here. The 1 month chart, as well as the 2-day 1 minute chart, to give you both a macroscopic and microscopic view of the company and the overall price action. I've got 3 different indicators pulled up, which are the RSI, the relative. Oh man, we're gonna look at some different levels of support and resistance.
Okay.
Bot options trading. I'll talk about StockBot in a second. Down below. Now, if you're not familiar with what AMC is, we'll just read you a quick description, give you some fundamentals. They are an entertainment company engaging in the theatrical.
Nice ad.
Exhibition business through its subsidiaries to the United States markets and international market segments. The United States segment involves in the activity
blah, blah, blah.
Norway and Denmark. The company was founded in June 6, 2007 and is headquartered in Leawood, KS. SEC filing.
A place he
no
would later visit.
They're in danger of bankruptcy after securing USD 900. This all, I actually watched that live, and it was actually a pretty interesting talk. He feels very good about where the company's at right now. He said we're not in any sort of danger of going bankrupt. You know, that's take that for what it is. This isn't a stock that I would consider holding for multiple years. This is a stock, however, that
oh, really? Is that so? Shit.
We're not in any sort of danger of going bankrupt.
Trey Collins debunks Trey Collins.
You know,
right
that's take that for what it is. This isn't a stock that I would consider holding for multiple years. This is a stock, however, that I can see holding for maybe a month or 2 months, or at least a week or two, right? And I'll tell you why I'm interested in holding this right now. Now, there's risk involved here, so keep that in the back of your mind. There's risk involved with every single play. But what catches my eye is this: the overall short interest.
So he went from this to this in a year and a half. I'm just gonna say that.
In AMC right now. I know, I'll tell you right now what this makes me think of. This makes me think of GameStop. GME. Now, of course, I'm not expecting us to go from $5 all the way up to 155, but look at this.
Oh no.
GameStop was 17.
Nobody would expect AMC to go up to $155.
And went all the way up to $167 at their peak. And it's, you know why this is because it was a very heavily shorted stock. And eventually the shorts had to cover, and when they cover, the stock was squeezed. Well, I can see the exact same thing, maybe not to the 100, the triple digits mark, but I can see the same thing happening with AMC. And let me
there it is. Trey Collins debunks Trey Collins.
tell you why. The overall short float percentage on the stock is 36.58%. That is extremely, extremely, extremely high. And if this continues to run, eventually these guys are going to have to cover. They're going to have to buy back their shares at a higher price.
Where does he get
and this
that
is going to
from?
do what's called squeeze.
It says, oh, I guess it is 36.
Squeezing the stock, and when you squeeze the stock, it pushes it up higher because shorts have to buy back their shares, and that is going to be absolutely filthy if that does come to fruition. Now, I'm actually interested in what the short
It's unclear how many shares were outstanding at that
on
time.
GME looks like. So let's just take a quick look. We'll look at GME or GameStop's overall short shares floating. So 1 second. Oh yeah. All right, so look at this. It doesn't have a percentage, but there was 50.65 million shares floating right now in GameStop, right? 69 million shares outstanding. We have 164 million
right
shares
there.
outstanding right now with AMC and a float of 106 million. So this could be a very, very, very nasty. This could be a filthy squeeze. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say right now about AMC. But let's just get into the meat and potatoes. We're going to show you guys the 1 month chart. I do have a position in the stock, as I said, to be completely transparent. I have 1,560 shares at a dollar cost average of 4.
I don't know where that shares float, shares outstanding thing came from.
76.9. Not very happy with my entry. I could have done better. But like I said, I was at work when I saw this, and I mean, we didn't really run this today. We ran in the pre-market and then it just kind of floated, right? But it does look like we may be continuing this trend into the after hours, and I'm very excited. So the retracement on this is actually really, really nice. If we take out these really long candle wicks, right, we held up very well at this 38.2% retracement, which indicates a lot of buying strength, right? That indicates strength in the stock. It says that buyers aren't taking profits, and you might be thinking to yourself, what the heck? Why are we seeing so much growth in the stock, but there's so much red volume? Short, short, short. There are shorts that are attacking the stock right now, and the fact that 38% of the shares held on AMC right now are shorted stocks, that should tell you a lot about what's happening here, right? That gives me a lot of confidence. The fact that nearly half of the overall shares being held on AMC are shorted stocks, and we're still green on the day, that says a lot about the company, guys. I'm telling you right now, I'm very, very excited for AMC. This push the price back. Could have done a much better, and I'll always be transparent with you guys. I'm never going to BS you. I'm not going to act like I'm some god. I make mistakes too. If you can get in at $4.30, I think you're going to do extremely, extremely well with AMC. All that I had to work with was the pre-market. And if we look at the pre-market, I tried to get in at the very... just watch for some sort of pullback if it happens. My game plan with this is a swing trade, and I will be watching for a hard trend reversal, a hard pullback on the Fibonacci, like 61.8%. And of course, you can always drop this tool yourself just by clicking draw, Fibonacci retracement, put it at the base of the run-up, the peak at the top of the run-up, and you'll be able to tell very, very easily how this looks. So correction, not harsh whatsoever. We were 90 on the RSI and only corrected down to 56, which is absolutely insane. Up a little bit of a channel really quick. Spring loading a price action right now, and we have a break above this.
The first of many to come. Wow.
We have great consolidation and spring loading a price action right now, and we have a break above this top channel trend line, and that brought us right up here into the 470s and 480s range. I would not be surprised whatsoever to see this touch over $5, either in the after hours.
Wow. So I mean, okay.
Vama that's starting to get.
He's going to hold it for a little while, swing trade it. make some money, getting in at $4 and something. Okay, that's cool.
Here over the 200 EMA, which looks absolutely phenomenal. What we're going to be watching for is a push above this
blah,
level.
Blah, blah, technical analysis, whatever.
I'm telling you right now, shorts are going to have to cover this. It's either, this is going to go two ways. Either the sink ships, or we start rocketing and shorts cover, and it's going to squeeze like the nastiest lemon you've ever seen. That's going to be some tangy freaking lemonade. That's going to be pulpy. It's going to be filthy. Everything about this is looking like a GameStop setup. So I am just very excited for AMC. I'm giving complete credit to Dre over the Discord. He's the man who brought this to everybody's attention. So drop him some whiskey glasses in the comment section down below. I don't think it's too late to get into this. Watch for a pullback to 430 if it happens. If not, ride the momentum. Make it a quick flip trade. You're going to be looking very, very good. So that is what I have for the video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like.
Okay. So that has become... that has turned into this. And I skipped bullshit at the beginning.
Channel using the links in the description box or leave a super thanks. Now, you remember this quote. It does concern me that retail investors were shut out at a fateful time. But again, there's a balance. They had to protect the clearinghouse as well, says Gary Gensler, SEC.
So this would have taken place a couple days after when Trey made that video. Just to put it in perspective, right? That was the 25th.
Chairman. So you mean to tell me that them taking the buy button away in the name of protecting the clearinghouse was legal and fair? Really, the protection should have came when they were building these illegal naked short positions. Isn't that the case? You're smart, Gary. Don't act dumb. So you're telling me after the fact, and they placed all of these bets against heavily shorted stocks such as AMC and GME, when they're on the brink of destruction, that's when you want to be fair and balanced? That makes absolutely no sense. You know it, I know it, and everybody else listening to this, and everybody in the world for that matter knows this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, a child would know this. Your job is to prevent them from building these positions that put them in these precarious situations. But you did not do your job, you along with everybody else. So after they lose the bet, that's when you want to come in and provide.
So there very much is like a continuation of narrative. What Trey was talking about here is basically what this guy is talking about, saying it didn't happen and the shorts didn't cover and they have to cover and there's going to be another massive squeeze. It's essentially the same exact thing. It's just
protection and quote unquote
much stupider. And God,
we all know that's BS. The BS is piled so high in the sky, it's higher than the highest skyscrapers. You want to talk about BS? Citadel LLC is the hedge fund. Citadel Securities is the market maker.
And we get into
Citadel
all this type of stuff.
Pool, unregistered, reports to no one. They are exempt from all of limited liquidity as the selling the popcorn. They're everything. Printed up counterfeit confirmation. And remember, Biden.
Okay.
Here.
I mean, I'm glad it's like blurred out, so I can't read it.
As
okay.
I showed you,
Fuck.
It's simply the human condition. Whenever there's people, there will be greedy people. And these people must be stopped in their tracks by any means necessary. Prison would be a privilege for them. Let's just put it that way. Read, share, make it known. GG operating.
Wherever there are people, there's greed. So we must get rid of them. So we must get rid of all people.
Non-registered LLCs, illegal, hypocrite, what? Who fact-checks Biden's appointees prior to confirmation? And remember, Biden doesn't appoint anything. He doesn't even know his left from his right. He thinks his wife is vice president. So it's his handlers, his puppeteers who are pulling the strings who appoint these people.
He does.
Epic fail. The people do a better job than these idiots. Don't underestimate the people, you fools. Amen to that. Well said. The pen has power. Gary Gensler was an advisory board member and investor in New Mountain Capital. New Mountain Capital is a client of Simpson Thacher on numerous deals. Stephen Klinsky is founder/CEO of New Mountain Capital and was a co-founder of Goldman Sachs.
It's like reading the Bible.
Group.
It's like giving the, the lineage. It's ridiculous.
Gary Gensler comes from Goldman Sachs. He's cut from the Goldman Sachs cloth, and we all know that these funds, banks, hedge funds are all corrupt to the core. Many of them cocaine dealers, if you watch some of my previous videos. Literally cocaine dealers. In the tons, metric tons. Let's look at these forms. Annabelle Lee, I'll touch more on that as the video continues, but this is Gary Gensler's family fund. You see, Family Investment Company, managing member 2005 to present. So these are all of his ties, Gary Gensler, according to SF 278, Schedule D, Part 1 document. And these are positions held outside of the U.S. government. Remember, inside of the U.S. government, he's head of the PPT, the Plunge Protection Team, which props up the markets, keeping funds from getting margin called. And you see the list. You can pause and analyze if you'd like. And as you can see, New Mountain Capital, for-profit private equity firm, advisory board member, and investor 2001 to present.
Oh, my God.
So
oh, holy shit. Where's Bad Back? He's a trustee at the Baltimore Museum of Art. Holy shit. How dare he? How dare he do that? Holy shit.
Tight with all of these people. He is in tight, in bed, you name it. He's one of
Head with the art museum.
Yeah, no, GG. New Mountain Capital announced on April 11th that it has placed a majority investment in account and tax advisory firm Citron Coopperman in a deal guided by Simpson Thacher and Bartlett and Zuckerman Gore, Brandeis, and Crossman. Financial terms were not disclosed. New York-based New Mountain was advised by a Simpson Thacher team that included partners Elizabeth Cooper and Ben Shea. Citron, which is based in New York, was represented by Zuckerman Core, so you see the ties. Gary Gensler can...
No, actually, I don't, but...
Griffin, which is based in New York, was represented by Zuckerman
whatever.
Core, so you see the ties. Gary Gensler, Ken Griffin involved in audit quality scheme?
Because they were both in New York. I don't know.
We're going to keep exposing stuff. This video won't be the end of it. As long as he doesn't do his job, and guaranteed he won't do his job because we see who he is and what he is, we're going to continue to expose him just like we expose Kenny G. Not only has GG been complicit to ongoing manipulation in the market, but he seems to be part of a scheme that starts at the Center for Audit Quality, CAQ. If you remember, he made a speech there yesterday. The conflict of interest is unreal when you have a big hedge fund owner and regulator in the same funding board and a chief who either doesn't get it or is part of this scheme. And again, he's very
Frank Nez.
So he obviously does get
this
it.
This time, I just looked at the picture and saw it there.
It doesn't get
I remembered.
or is part of this scheme. And again, he's very intelligent. So he obviously does get it. So that
But I was pretty sure because of the way it was written,
means
though.
what? Logically, he is part of this scheme. The law of modus tollens. High school math is paying off now. Joe, I am not sorry, Kenny G from prominent corporations. Joe frequently speaks on a broad range of current issues facing the business community, including the regulatory landscape, meaning don't pass things that we don't like or you will get it. Do you understand? You see the conflicts of interest here. And this is according to Frank Nez. Moving on. According to Edward Britchick, guys, check this out. What did I just uncover? GG isn't just complicit. He's a partaker in the scheme. Again, source, KennedyCenter.org. CAQ, as we just mentioned, Joey Boy is one of the vice chairs of the corporate fund board, along with Blackstone, Citadel, and Kenneth Cordell Griffin. And again, yesterday he spoke there. GG. I'll be speaking at the CAQ's commemoration of the 20th anniversary of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Register here. And here's our friend Joey Boy. Looks like a guy from the neighborhood. Hey, Joey, go fucking move.
God damn it.
Not the best looking guy out there, is he? The SEC chair, Gensler, is stepping up his push to get crypto trading platforms to register with the Wall Street regulator. Gensler said in a video released on Thursday that he's asked the agency staff to work with digital assets exchanges so that they are regulated much like securities exchanges. Why? So the corrupt parties such as Kenny G can manipulate the hell out of these too? Of course that's why. Officials at the market watchdog are also developing ways to get certain coins to be registered as securities. And as you guys know, they are grilling, persecuting, crucifying XRP for whatever reason. I'm speculating that's because they want to hold all the XRP because it's going to take over the SWIFT system, which is currently the institution or the global institution's ways of moving large, vast quantities of money. And it's highly inefficient because it's an antiquated technology. So XRP would be much cheaper, much faster, and much more efficient for them. Many are already using this. So obviously they don't want the common man involved in XRP because, again, they want to have all the money and the power. Par for the course. Same old story since the beginning of time. Where there are human beings, there will be greedy human beings. We see them in all shape, form, and fashion, whether that be the drug dealer on the street, putting the nickel baggers on the corner at risk. If they go to jail, they go to jail. They just put somebody else there.
Jesus
Anywhere else.
Christ.
So because he's an investor in these fledgling companies, of course, he's going to attack the big company now. Why not attack it years ago when they were doing business? Why now? What a coincidence, huh? Similar to the XRP situation. Put your bets in and then act accordingly to make your
What a fucking manipulator. Holy shit, this guy.
That's the winning team.
I mean, this is worse than Trey.
Of course.
Let's be honest.
SEC chair faced scrutiny from Democrats. An SEC chair appointed by a Democratic president under pressure from Democrats? It could happen soon. Republicans are already confronting Chair GG and his agency, given last week's demands for regulatory clarity amid an insider trading enforcement action brought by the SEC against a former Coinbase employee and others. Blockchain-friendly Democrats may need to confront the SEC directly. I'll link this article. You can read it in its entirety. So
It mentions Hester Pierce. Why didn't they pounce on that?
So what's really going on? They've been planning this since crypto came out. They saw it was worth money. Kenny G wants to be the market maker for crypto as well, if you haven't heard that already. He's working with Paradigm and Sequoia, crypto experienced companies. So they're going to manipulate the shit out of crypto just like they did with stocks and just like they do with stocks. Of course, this is how greedy they are. It's not enough that they robbed the American themselves bonuses.
It's never enough. You said it yourself.
They nearly crashed the entire system. And then what do? But it's already been happening. How the hell did it go from 70,000 to 17,000? That's not manipulation. They could control the price of Bitcoin.
Going to bring it back to AMC.
Or is it being a free?
What the fuck?
Its climax at its ultimate. GG is not immune to that hypocrisy. Yes, he is a hypocrite. Yes, he is a thief. Yes, he is a criminal. And yes, he is a piece of shit turd. Human fecal matterer.
Human fecal matter.
Embodied. And that's why he looks like that. It's a punishment from God. He started losing his hair at the age of 17. Yes, that is a fact. In power.
Wow.
Number 3, the state of Maryland requires Maryland businesses to be registered with the state to do business. Our research found that Annabelle Lee LLC has not been registered in Maryland or any other state since 2006. So he doesn't have to abide by the same laws that he's appointed to upkeep. Hypocrisy. Number 4, he stopped complying with the law in 2006 and his LLC's registration was forfeited. That means the LLC that holds most of GG's huge fortune has not been in good standing under the law for 16 years. Does this coincide when he was the chair of the CFTC or when he was appointed to the PPT? Maybe. Hey, if you want me to do this, then I don't have to do that. Fair? You got it, GG.
Isn't it from an old filing? We were looking at that filing earlier. I paused it on the filing. It appeared to be older. It wasn't like current. But I thought it was wealth. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea.
LLC technically doesn't exist and has no right to do business in the state of Maryland. In fact, doing business in the name of an LLC after its registration is forfeited is a crime.
Oh my God. Okay, LLC bring it back to AMC.
34,750.08 to 101,500,000 of his wealth, as you can see from this form. Number 7, by failing to maintain the registration for his quote family investment company. You can see from this form. Number 7, by failing to maintain the registration for his quote family investment company, end quote. GG has apparently been breaking the law for over 15 years. As you all know, family funds do not break.
Okay.
Why should any company listen to GG when he's breaking the law himself? The answer is
God. Like, how many times do you have to say that?
Why? He took the oath, and if he doesn't, they'll kill him.
What? Whoa! We just took a left fucking turn. What the fuck?
333rd chair. This is the number of the free. Done.
Oh my God,
gentlemen. I told you from day one when I saw father of 333rd chair, this is the number of the Freemasons. He's definitely a Freemason. So he took the oath. He is a Satanist. He is a pig. And he will do whatever they say because why? He took the oath, and if he doesn't, they'll kill him. Have a good summer.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Holy shit. So it went from this. It went from Trey drinking, whiskey and talking about AMC and his Discord.
Pass along the information.
And some nice looking basic charts. Not all that gobbledygook he has.
This could be a very, very, very nasty. That's where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah, from that to this, this is what this has become now. That's wild. And it's not that hard to see how that would do this to Trey. I don't even know what to say. And then you have this crap. This is the second Robert Kiyosaki I've seen.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Fuck up. About to blank out your face. You don't switch to another view. Well, where's Rob?
Please make sure to...
God.
I highly advise you check out Insider Premium.
A whole minute of bullshit at the beginning.
At the start of the day, we're going to go ahead and draw a nice little circle there because as we can see,
where's Robert Kiyosaki?
They did everything they could to fill the gap, and once the gap had been filled again, it turned right. We'll have opportunities to make.
That's literally the worst type of stock analysis you could ever do. Play by play fucking narration. Yeah, tell me what happened. I can see it. I need you to tell me that it went down and then it went up.
On the way back up. He said he made the most money he has ever made after 2008.
Oh, here it is. It.
If you are, you will do well.
Okay.
Funds for max pain, but we know what happens every week. Not entirely sure that is going to happen. Now, once again, guys, I did want to move over to what we will be talking about in this video as well. Robert Kiyosaki, the writer of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, saying, you know what, inflation may lead to greater depression. We are going to have real estate crashing. We will have foreclosures up 700% from last year. The layoffs have already started. We had Shopify just lay off 10% of their workforce. Dominoes are falling. Is your work or your company vital to the economy? Are you necessary? If you are, you will do well.
The number of misspellings in there.
Robert
It's funny.
Kiyosaki has said that the moment that you are as low as as low as where we're going to see in the economy, are the moments that you will have opportunities to make the most money on the way back up. He said he made the most money he has ever made after 2008. And what people really want during this kind of environment is escapism, and they're going to want to go to the movies, and therefore the movie theaters are going to be busier than ever.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's what people want. They want escapism. AMC MOASS is the escape. He is the escape. It occupies the area of hope, extreme hope and fantasy, as some outlet, some back door out of your shitty life, is what it seems like. I mean, I realize I'm reading way into what he said, but I don't think it's that far out.
What people really want during this kind of environment is escapism, and they're going to want to go to the movies, and therefore the movie theaters are going to be busier than ever, and we are already seeing this happen once again. Now, guys, we did have a
not about the movies, not about the movies themselves.
Milestone, of course, on July 26th. For the first time since December
so that was
2019,
it. Okay, that was
the domestic box office generated ticket sales of more than $1 billion.
Who cares?
In order to find tickets. Universal City.
Doesn't matter.
Right? You're start to see that we're gonna.
None of this shit has anything to do with AMC's fundamentals. Like that to me, that's the most absurd thing. Like, it started out as this short squeeze, whatever. The stock was $2-3. And then now it's to the point where they're talking about fucking fundamentals, like, of AMC.
Always loved gold. He's also loved silver. Both of these things bullish for AMC because of the investment in Hycroft mining that will continue to make money in spades. His third favorite choice, if you know anything about him, Bitcoin, right? So he is looking at things that are being considered commodities, that are stores of wealth, stores of value. Gold and silver, obviously, AMC is going to have in spades because of the new exploration with Hycroft mining. They're now taking Bitcoin at their theaters. I'm sure they're immediately converting it to stable coins or fiat currency. But, if they're able to hold on to it and treat it as an appreciating asset, I'm very sure that we're going to see.
No, they're not. I pointed this out last year. They do not hold any crypto. They have a service that accepts crypto on their behalf and then gives them cash. So, it's not like they're crypto bros or anything like that. They're getting money. It's money to them. You might be paying a different way, but that you don't assume that they have a stockpile of crypto. That's dumb.
Some amazing things. So as of right now, guys, it's going to be very interesting.
To put it bluntly,
all again depends on what the Federal Reserve does over the next few months. And once again, yesterday they did match June's historic move. This is the first time, in a very long, in a very have been robust in recent months, and the unemployment broader price.
I think everybody
M2 money
already heard about it. We already know about this
in the United States. They are followed by Bank of America, Citi.
It's already been priced into people's expectations. In other words, AMC is a dead play after August 4th. Is that why Trey bailed out already? He doesn't want to be around. He doesn't want to deal with the bullshit of nothing happening around AMC's earnings and all of the fucking. He probably drinks a lot more and anything else. He probably does a lot more when those times come around, because everybody expects, and he's already made money, like a lot of money, enough money that he can, you know, turn it around and make more money, like real money. So he doesn't want to deal with this bullshit. All these people that are constantly saying, because I mean, you know, you all know how I respond to these people. I mean, I didn't get rich off of it, so I don't know. It would just be terrible. It would. I mean, you know, honestly, it would be a miserable existence to be a fucking AMC grifter. Let's be honest about that. He didn't know he was going to turn into that. Then I just can't get over that. Let's see. I want no. Recession is here. Sorry for sawdust. I have a job.
AMC. Listen, I wanted to jump in here for a quick video. Obviously, I'm at work because YouTube's not my full-time job. And I'd like to start this by saying I'm not a financial advisor. Fuck that. Listen, today I got the notification on my phone. The recession's here. It's on paper, right? The job growth is slower than we intended and thought it would be. Not, you know, us as in retail investors, but the Feds that are oblivious to the real world.
What?
You know, obviously rate hikes are getting raised, right? They're making money more expensive to borrow, obviously to battle this inflation, right? The reality
this guy
is,
has never looked at a fucking bond chart before. He has no fucking clue what that means. And he would be surprised to know that bond yields are actually down. So, I mean, just regurgitate
banks
words.
have over-leveraged ourselves, and short funds have over-leveraged ourselves, shorting companies that they thought were easy targets over COVID that would go bankrupt, which if COVID would have lasted a little longer and apes wouldn't have jumped on plays like AMC, yeah, they probably would have bankrupted AMC and the hedge.
Didn't we see that didn't he get back into it? He made a video recently, Ape Andy. I thought I saw something from him. I mean, I didn't watch it, but you know,
funds would have walked away with a nice little payday, but that's not the case. They're on the losing side now, and
because it was last week or a couple weeks ago, and AMC was when people probably wish they had sold AMC most recently. And everybody started coming out of the fucking woodwork to make bullish AMC videos again. You know, it's a cycle, it's a never-ending cycle. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I did.
And but going back to the recession, I think it's important for people not to panic and freak out, you know, when it comes to normal people like us, because we've been in a recession for the reality of the last 5 months. In reality, the last 5 months, the recession's been here, inflation's the roof. We're raising rates to battle inflation, but the reality is we're not raising rates fast enough, and the Fed knows this. I don't know if it's a midterm thing or what, but they're trying to delay maybe the market crash for midterms so people get reelected. I don't know. It could be it. But the reality is, no sweat. Obviously, any interest rate raise is going to be better for, you know, anything making money harder to borrow is going to be better for AMC, because all these people betting against AMC are running off borrowed money at this point. So sorry about my delayed, my brain was clouded for a minute there. I'm still drinking a coffee, still trying to get it to kick in, but everybody that's coming over here, I appreciate it, and You know, they're trying to keep AMC down today, but as you can see, like, yeah, we're kind of bouncing red, green. So nothing too exciting yet, but that may all change here.
Isn't that what always happens?
Coming into
every
the second part of the day.
stock?
So we'll see. But anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next one. And
okay. So I think he's kind of in a similar vein as Trey. He's like the evolution of Trey. You know, far less informed, like from the beginning, just only the narrative. He only knows the narrative. He doesn't know anything about any of the other stuff, like the actual backgrounds and context for these things he mentions. Not saying that Trey did, but, you know, he pretended to a lot and would bullshit through things. But this guy, he's just, you know, regurgitating words. Gary Gensler has short positions on AMC. They've been waiting to say that.
Ape Nation, what's happening? It's your boy Will back at you again on another video. Gary Gensler.
Even if that's true, doesn't fucking matter. It does not matter. Like, you are not going to dig up anything like that will matter. That's the annoying thing, because it just keeps getting more and more absurd and ridiculous. And it's like, there is no headline that Ape Nation Will could put on a video, no measure of surprise or whatever, amazement in his tone. There's nothing that he could say or make a video about that would do that. Like, there's nothing like that. I don't believe there is. It's just not, it's the wrong domain. Like, it's the domain of money, and he doesn't have any, basically, is what I'm getting at here. If you follow me. But, oh my God, they have to try. They have to try and outdo each other.
I think this is just a step in the journey. So I want to pass that along. I hope you guys all enjoy your day. I appreciate you very much. Until the next one, appreciate it. Much love, light taps. Peace.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. AMC is not going to kill the market. Yes, it is. Obviously it is, because we're in a recession now. You know, let's think like an ape here. AMC and everything with that. Now they're saying we're in a recession. We know what they're doing to AMC. We know all the crime and illegal stock market manipulation that's suppressing the price. Now they're saying the entire economy was in a recession last month. Well, that's a key right there, is last month. But yeah, clearly they're related. So yeah, there seems to be no, I'll say this, there seems to be no inkling of any contrary thought in this at all. Like, not even with AMC, with the AMC apes, everything, the market, the economy, they are eating up the media narrative hook, line, and sinker. They're eating up all of the narratives, obviously theirs, but, you know, anything that CNBC says about a recession, anything that Bloomberg talks about that's negative in a sector of the economy, they're eating it all up. They're assuming that it applies to their narrative, because they are basically in a cult. And as always, they're getting more and more extreme, overzealous. I mean, what did I have here? I had something. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot to look at the comments on this video. So, there's a lot of just comments like, oh, yeah, I totally feel you. Take a break. You deserve a break. That kind of comment. There's a lot like that. Then there are did I put it in order, the wrong order? No, I guess not. Yo, Trey, I hope you read this. Okay, but just make videos whenever you want, like Boss does. We don't need you telling us you're burnt out, tired. Just stop. Come back when you feel it's important, because that's the truth. If AMC started squeezing, I guarantee you'd be live streaming. So save it, do what you can handle, and that's that. Right? So there's that, which is, still kind of a neutral, mild comment. But then there are also some like this. I feel we need you to keep going. We are in this together, we all thought. You can't just take time off when we're all trying to keep our movement together, man. Sorry, we are all working hard, our job, and holding on, and need to know we are all still here. After next huge run, you can bail, but stay with us till then, so we know this is still a play for us all. Okay? There's that kind of comment. This is very, I don't know. This is whatever. It's in the name of science, I guess. Trying to be stoic, and just highlight it and not, be too much of an asshole, because this is ridiculous. And then you have, let's see. And I think these, most of these comments fall into a category, one of these, like 3 or 4. I just want to say your honesty is beautiful. I don't even want to. You aren't the only one burnout. We've all been in this for 18 months or more. We need to take care of each other. You've made a huge difference. I'm appreciative. Wait, does he actually talk about how he didn't buy $100,000 in shares in January? Oh, I bet not. Yep. Trey, that is life, bro. Consistency kills all. You are going to have days, weeks when you have to. You owe this community to show up every day. So that's another category. What the fuck? What are you talking about? You said this and I did all this, and now you're saying that? Doesn't make sense. Does not compute. So you obviously don't believe what you told me that I believe. That's fucked up. I could see how that could be seen as fucked up. Let's see. Okay, here's one. I'm burnout too. I'm down so much money and don't play options at the point. I'm at the point if I could just get back to my break even, I'd cash in. I'm hurting financially. Never thought it'd take this long. I've been in since January 2021 and have added all through 2021. Oh boy. I've lost belief in a squeeze with this market, but at minimum I will hold till hopefully I break even or 2 more years pass by. I can say I'm thankful for TMI streaming daily because he keeps me kind of focused. Do it right. Trey, you're the best. Maybe not always the best at picking stocks, but you're the best at always looking out for us little guys. You're the best, dude. I mean, not the best at picking stocks, but you're just the best. I mean, I think I would agree from this. I would agree with this here. Trey doesn't want to be anywhere near AMC on August 4th. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be either. I'm a TikTok influencer and I know exactly how you feel. Oh, I bet. I bet you do. Of course you fell off. You made $1 million in profit from selling options last year while telling everyone to buy shares. You then tell everyone to buy puts when we needed buying pressure. You've made it while the rest of us hold for dear life. This could be a good thread here. This, damn. Trey, where's the squeeze, bro? This comment is spot on. Only we fell down, he made a lot of dollar. Don't ever remember him saying to buy puts. I remember him talking about selling puts. Pretty sure he talked about buying puts. Yep, hard to care when you make $1 million. If you played that money smart, probably flipped it 3 to 4 million easy. Ran up in June, sold options, made millions, slowly disappeared from YouTube. Left his job in the army, came back live streaming, put super chats back on, even though he made over $1 million, and then 3 weeks later is like man down, while the majority of us have been holding since January last year. That sums it up. But then you also have we burn out. It makes us human. You definitely deserve a break because nothing is really going on right now other than something that's not going on. Not a single mention to AMC. Y'all got played. Does he even still have shares? Dude wants to take his money that he made in June and enjoy it while you hold the bag. Nice. Pretty much. There must be a lot of other live streams going. I know that there were. So right before possibly the biggest earnings report, he quits. He sold. Pimp it. Have you thought about bringing up with Adam Aaron on live stream on recorded interview going over 2 to 3 proposals? What? Offer product dividend, small popcorn via redeemable NFT token for every 100 shares. Yeah, that'll do it. That will cause the squeeze, let me tell you. Offer preferred shares to someone like Elon Musk in return for placing Tesla chargers at every AMC location. Installing solar. I mean, once AMC squeezes and corruption is exposed, very, very kind of telling use of the passive voice too. Like, once AMC squeezes and corruption is exposed, they do it a lot actually. Corruption's exposed, squeeze canceled, squeeze confirmed, all this kind of shit. No subject. If you had to answer, if you asked them, they'd say they. That's who it is. It's they. That it? No. God damn it. Dude, we're all burnt out waiting on AMC. I'm holding because of you from $5 and you're bailing on supporting us. Holding from $5 because of Trey. Like, that's not that far off of when this video was here. If that's true from Alpha Omega. Get ready for the Trey's leaving AMC and sold out comments. None of them understand the pressures of continuously making content for 300 plus subscribers, who some are constantly leaving negative comments. Enjoy your vacation, Trey. Spelled the funny way that he spelled it because Charles Gasparino spelled it that way or something, I forget. 300 plus subscribers. Nobody cares. People just want MOASS ASAP. Nobody really cares about all the other BS. Now, there was a comment that I was looking for. Shit. I saw it earlier. Oh. Must have gotten removed. It was the most interesting spam comment that I've ever seen. Because it talked about AMC. It talked about maybe it was on this one. No. It talked about it talked about the best thing that apes can do right now is to not get expectations about earnings in August and to not, expect anything to happen, basically. And it said, you'll know when the squeeze happens. You don't need to listen to these guys or something like that. And it had like 5 replies. And I didn't even realize it was a spam comment at first, but I looked at the replies and there was a name, like in one of the, like, oh, can I have her name? What is her name? Then in the next comment has her name. It was this, Julia Renee Lindbergh. And it actually is apparently a broker, financial advisor in Oregon. They have a FINRA report, and this is her website. And I'm just thinking, like, okay, so this person deployed spam comments, paid for spam comments to get their name promoted. Like, how weird. Social trading. but I don't see the comment now. It looks like it was probably reported, but just odd, like all of this shit. The whole thing is just fucking weird. Like, the fuck? The thing is, like, and who the fuck is this? Investing generation. Is this another new goddamn grifter? I can't fucking handle it. I mean, like, Trey stops making AMC content and like 4 other grifters pop up in his place.
Hey guys, welcome back.
And they're much stupider, much more annoying.
Another AMC video. In the video, I want to quickly cover about something, and it's in regards to the famous day on January the 27th, where AMC traded over 1.253 billion volume. As you guys can see up here, if I hover over this, 1.253 billion volume. Now, the reason why I want to quickly make a video about this is because everyone has some confusion in terms of the outstanding shares and the actual volume of AMC.
Oh, good.
Now,
he's going to clear it
I
up.
want to quickly just get this over and done with a paint, just to make it very simple to understand. And then we obviously talk about more about AMC and share. It will be a -1 on the volume, right? And so combined, this is obviously +1. And so combined, this will just be a +2. That is pretty much how volume works. And so what we saw there was just people buying and selling a crazy amount of times, which accumulated to 1.253 billion volume. A lot of people were confused because of the outstanding shares of AMC, so they're saying that it's impossible and that there is a kind of synthetic shares, which again, I'm not actually arguing that. That is not what I'm arguing with, but I do want to make it clear that that doesn't actually have anything to do with the outstanding shares, but rather people was buying and selling, which accumulated to the volume.
Okay,
now,
we've talked about that.
Can actually prove is kind of the high frequency trading that is done by hedge funds. Now, comment down below, guys, if you could think there is synthetic shares, and if you think high frequency trading is what hedge funds use to kind of take money off of us.
What if you think high frequency trading was used? What? It's all high frequency trading. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you think they used high frequency trading on AMC? That makes no sense.
Right now, you know, despite the fact we don't have high frequency trading, despite the fact we don't have all of the data they have, we can still work together. And with AMC,
focusing on the wrong things.
Broke below it, but now instantly we are back up. It's because of the fact that 1450 was before the resistance, as you guys can see over here. So when we first broke below it, you guys can see it tapped and we broke below it. And then here, the day we were able to break a resistance, this resistance down this area here, you guys would have made a 50% AMC. But again, this is very normal to see a pullback.
That's
but this pullback,
squeeze.
So this is kind of the movement we are seeing right now. It's going to next level at 20.
Okay. Yeah, it's failed to do that in recent weeks or months. I mean,
to trade the MA as a support, and so you know all of these things is really leading for AMC to go up to that 20.36 level. If we look at kind of the market structure from before from AMC, you can see that there's pretty much not that.
It's like the bullshit you'd hear about Tesla, but the difference is Tesla actually went somewhere. I mean,
much significant levels. You know, maybe you could argue that you know, this particular level right now will be it would kind of stop us from AMC, apart from the fact that if it goes into an overbought condition, which is entirely different in terms of facing a resistance. And so AMC right now is doing very well. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. I just want
Of course it is. You know, I couldn't find Trey's video last year where he was stepping back because I didn't know what he titled it, and there's no way I was going through all those videos. Got so many. FUD, it's laughable. That's good. I could use a good laugh right now.
Look at this shit. AMC may have negative earnings. Wow, they are fucking desperate, man. And who wrote this article? Zacks Equity Research, a quality brand in stock research. Let's see who the fuck these clowns are. Zacks. Zacks. Wow, that is a robust website, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Wow, that is just tremendous. That is just incredible. Wow. Let's see if this is it right here. Is this it? Look, wow. I mean, tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Let us take a look who Zacks is. Zacks Quality Research. Da-da-da-da. Careers Media, contact us about Zacks. Let's see about Zacks. No name, nothing. No CEO, nothing. Just garbage upon garbage. This website is, look at this website, man. Who did this? GoDaddy? Is this a GoDaddy website? It looks like shit. It absolutely looks like shit. Oh, they have a Twitter.
So it's funny. He's doing exactly what he perceives them to be doing, right? He's using bullshit, ad hominem style, like, oh, let me attack the appearance. But the thing is, maybe they will release a bad earnings report. Maybe the fact that the GDP number came out at what it was has something to do with this. Like, instead of being a child, you could think about it like an adult, and then maybe you wouldn't sound so fucking stupid. But I mean, it's just
Research, a quality
ridiculous.
Brand.
I mean,
Including Jurassic World.
It is surprising that people cannot see through this charlatan. That is disturbing to me.
Gob shite. Absolute gob shite. Bullshit. Earnings whisper. Yeah, whisper sweet fuckings in my ear. You clown. You fucking tool. Look at this. And that website. I just look at it. It looks like it was designed in postmodern fuck. Look at this. How ugly of a website. Do you really think people are going to listen to you, Zacks? You clown? Ugh. They must be the low bidder, all right, for news articles. Zach.
Yep. So that, from Trey, from innocent little sweet Trey, taking swigs of whiskey on stream somewhere.
Whiskey.
Right there. Yeah, whiskey. From that to that clown. I mean, it... all in 18 months. Oh, wouldn't be proper not to look at Lou's video.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? All right, listen. As you can see, it's morning rise, then it chops us down, then we're climbing back up. There ain't no shares to do anything more than what they just did, so fuck you. Anyway, here's my take. Last night, I told you motherfuckers to go take a look at your account. No joke. Even one of my people, they were about to wipe his account out for 1 penny. No fucking joke. 1 cent. 1 cent fee. Like, you can't even make that shit up. Like, talk about malicious. That's just, they were gonna fuck you up for 1 penny. Let me tell you something, TD, you cocksucker motherfuckers. You're my broker too, so fuck you. You're one of my brokers, so do that shit with me. Anyway, here's the thing. You gotta stay on top of your accounts because you don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're lending your shares out or anything. They're desperate. Right now, they don't have anything.
They're desperate.
To push us down to the ground that they would want. At the end of the day, they're fucked.
Whenever they say anything about what they would want, what they, them, that's the first thing. Second thing is would. So I mean, I don't. I'm not even going to sit here and claim that I know what they would want. I'm not going to say that. I don't fucking know. So these clowns for sure have no fucking clue what things should be, what people would want. And it's just all nonsense. It all drives the narrative, essentially.
Yeah, listen to me. If that's the best they got to hit us with, they're doomed. This whole fucking economy is fucking going off the cliff. The interest rate, and Powell's still talking about more rates coming up. Let me tell you something.
Even though the bonds yields are down.
Better get ready, because that's the best shot they had. And you saw today. It was a fucking joke. So there's your AMC moment for today. And all I can tell you is, what are they going to do when we start hitting the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 90s, the 100s, whatever? They don't got the fucking shares. In order for them to hit us to the ground.
Bringing back some old classics here. This is stuff you would say last year.
They have to start getting shares. But there's no money to borrow shares, and there's no shares to borrow, and the cost is,
So a double.
That's the best they got.
Double reasoning.
That's what happens when you fucking hold on until you're in this environment. So
does he mean the AMC holders? Is that what he means?
You fucking hold on until you're in this environment. So love you, motherfuckers.
Or does he mean the shorts? Probably means the shorts, but it's a double entendre.
Not taking a day off today. I had to take care of some things yesterday. I should be around earlier today.
Okay. I should be around earlier today. Time to get paid. Yes.
According to Market Beat, hedge funds are preparing to capitalize.
Well, no, I don't get paid tomorrow. I get paid next week.
Very good earnings from AMC. As you can see over here, hedge funds weigh in on AMC Entertainment. Several hedge funds have recently modified their holdings of the company. Covestor Ltd boosted its stake in AMC by 417% during the first quarter. Covestor Ltd currently owns 1,000 shares of the company's stock worth $26,000, acquiring additional 856 shares. Royal London Asset Management raised its holding in AMC by 1.6%. Royal London Asset Management now owns 181,000 shares of the company. Current value of $4.4 million. Another institutional investors, American Century Companies, increased their position by 17.5%. Currently, they own 20,300 shares of the company. With their value position of $500,000, they additionally purchased 3,000 shares of AMC. Torosso Investment increased their position with almost 20%.
These are probably funds that follow the index.
Currently, they own 50,000 shares of the company. Also, we have Guggenheim Capital, which also increased the stake in AMC with 63%.
Also, this is in the first quarter.
Guggenheim Capital currently owns 21,000 shares of the company.
What relevance is that now?
Again, they purchased additionally 8,300 shares. So, according to Market Beat, currently there are 4 investment analysts that have given a rating to AMC according to the earnings that are coming. The expectations are not so crazy, guys. 4 investment analysts have rated the stock and gave a sale rating. Average target price of currently 19.56% of the float. Also, we have shares on loan 27, close to 28%, slightly higher 2.8%. But some short position is decreased by 13%. Before we were sitting at $1.7, $1.8 billion worth of short interest. And if this is actually accurate, right? The cost to borrow, the lower cost to borrow that we're seeing right now on the
That's a lot of money that they got from the apes buying those shares. Wow.
If there are less hedge funds who wants to short the company, there is a less demand. Less demand meaning that the fees that they have to pay borrowing the shares should be lower. According to Ortex, cost to borrow currently is 9.8%. Yesterday was 9.9%.
Oh my gosh, it's so much.
Down 4%.
It's like a tenth of a penny per share.
Especially this week around the Fed meeting and around the confirmation from the GDP. Hedges were extremely careful. They didn't want to take additional risk. They didn't know how the market will react. Just think about if you expect the market to go down big time, 10, 15%, 20% during this bad news, right? Officially in a recession, you got the confirmation stamped already. So the hedges didn't want to take additional risk. But if the market actually stabilized this week, didn't go crazy so far.
What?
It didn't. Yesterday, Nasdaq has its best trading day since 2020. Freaking believable, 5%. So if the market is doing well and close this week well, this means that next week most likely the hedges will gain trust and will empower themselves, and most likely they could open new short positions. Also, let's not forget that yesterday all of the major banks actually increased the cost of the loans. They are trying to adjust it at the same time with the Fed. This means that everything from now on, every new loan coming from the investment banks will be much more expensive, and this again will change the formula. How before they borrow the funds, they trade stocks, they return the funds, and show goes on. Now,
so the interest rates are the cost of borrowing
you have to readjust
money.
The structure, right? If
is the catalyst.
Interest on the old loans.
It's amazing how these catalysts just keep popping up. Right. So the cost of the investment banks will increase their, yeah, that'll be the thing. Okay. This is gonna be the last video. This is
what's going on.
This is the evolution of Trey. This is the guy who's carrying the torch from Trey, in my opinion, and he's been at it for I don't know what, a month or something.
Come in here. Last video of the day, I promise, but this is kind of an important one. This is my thoughts on the realities, the possibilities of AMC going to $100,000 per share. Now, disclaimer, right? Obviously, I have my price bracket set at the current moment of anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 per share. But it's important to remember, if people decide to hold, my price brackets will change. But I think even with people selling out in the high hundreds to thousands, I still think with synthetics having to be bought back, failure to delivers having to be covered, and the initial float having to be bought, since theoretically a quarter to a half that we know is on loan. So I think this thing easy goes into the high thousands to 5 figures. But 100,000, one of the biggest arguments that people have against AMC going to 100,000 is the people that have a lot of experience who have been in the market, right? Their arguments will be, well, there's not the money, no money like that exists in the world. Then they'll go, well, this has never happened before. Well, here's the thing, guys. First off, a play like AMC has never happened before. This was never something that was supposed to happen, okay? I have a definition, or, well, not a definition, but a couple things I want to read. So market risk, one of the biggest risks of short selling is that there is no...
So here you go. First he says the people that say this is nonsense, this $100,000 a share, are people that have experience in the market. Okay. So we didn't need that context clue to pick up on the fact that this guy has very little experience in the market. That's just the way it is. So now he's reading something. He's telling the people that have experience in the market, presumably, trying to convince you that those people are wrong. So he's going to read a definition of short selling because he knows his audience doesn't fucking understand how this shit fucking works. But he's not even gonna represent it properly, would be my guess. But I don't know. The hubris that's involved in saying something like, oh, the people that say this is nonsense are the people that know what they're doing. What the fuck? What is your problem?
Limit on how high a stock could go, right? So the market risk that you're going to face as a short seller is potentially unlimited, right?
No fucking shit.
Here's another one.
What do you think? What do you think fucking collateral is for? What do you think collateral is for? It's not like they have to come up with the money like this massive, like, it's just not how.
Short a stock at $10, it can't go lower than 0. So you can make more than $10 per share.
Oh wow! Look, you discovered short selling.
More than $10 per share on a trade, but there's no ceiling on a short position. So there is no theoretical limit on how high a stock could go. Rather that be $20, $200, or $2 million, right? Infinite. A stock can go as high as anybody in the world values it, and if that means that, you know, specifically,
well, there has to be somebody on the other side of the trade who's willing to buy or sell it at that ridiculous price. That's how a market works.
Rather people want to believe it in their heads or not. The reality of the situation that we're in right now is that if we value AMC at a $2 million per share company, or not 2 million, I'm sorry, 100,000 per share company, that's a reality, you guys. $100,000 a share. People want to hold to that.
But you have to be fucking willing to pay that much for it. Like, who do you think is gonna? This is just so flawed. If we really believe that it's worth $100,000 per share, then we're not going to sell until it hits that price. Then, you know, that makes it a valid price valuation. And it's like, yeah, because you want somebody else to buy it for that price, but you're not going to fucking buy it for that price. You wouldn't buy it for $80,000 a share. So why do you expect there to be all of this demand at those crazy prices when not one single ape is actually part of that demand? It makes no sense.
The money has to come from somewhere, because the value in anything that exists on this planet is based off of the value that we as retail, as people, set. So
no,
it's just like the value of it.
It's worth what somebody is willing to fucking pay you for it. It's the meeting of supply and demand that gives it the price. A transaction has to occur. And I mean, it's just ignorant.
$1, right? If the value of $1 has the value of $1, because
I don't even want to listen to
reality,
this.
because something like this has never happened before.
Here we go with this too. This is classic. You know, it's never been like this. There's nothing like this has ever happened before. This is different. This is unique. It's not.
Is 100% possible.
Cults always say this shit. They always say this stuff. This is a new thought. We're blazing the trail. We're going to change everything.
For AMC to go to $100,000 per share or higher, theoretically. Sure. The money doesn't exist.
I mean, and also there's the assumption that, like, okay, like Trey said, you know, I want to make a more equitable market for everybody. Okay. All right. But you want to get rich first. That's like market fairness on my terms. If I get rich, then we can have market fair. But what the fuck is this? That's not how anything works. Like, if the apes actually cared about market equity and equality and fairness and transparency and all that shit, they would say, no, we don't want a short squeeze for $1 million a share. That's fucked up. It should be fairly valued, whatever it is. No, it has to go to $1 million a share first. Then it can go. Then it has to go immediately to a completely transparent, equitable system. Like, that's the last thing that would happen after something like that. I can guarantee.
Currently, but that doesn't mean that it won't later.
It's just a faulty assumption,
right?
Why would you
look
why
at
would you
how
think
much
that?
money we can print for? Now, I'm not saying hyperinflation won't be in play on this either, but look at how much money we can print for Ukraine, or we can print for just all these climate change bills and stuff. Like that, they're gonna pound into your head like this isn't possible, but the reality is, it's a stock market, and a play is supposed to be valued at what people think it's valued at. We own the float in this case, so whatever.
No, again, that's flawed. You can think it's valued at whatever the fuck you want to think it's valued at, but that doesn't mean somebody's going to give you that. And that's what determines the price. It's the meeting. It's the intersection of supply and demand. Not just, oh, I have this supply and I'm only going to take this price for it. Well, yeah, it's going to sit there and you're not going to fucking sell it then.
For Wall Street,
and it's going to be liquidated for pennies on the dollar ultimately.
Thinks it's valued at doesn't really matter. Whatever these analysts think it's valued at doesn't really matter.
This is basic fucking shit.
Because we're the ones at the end of the day that get to decide the price of this play. Obviously, right now it's a different situation because they're using their illegal algorithms and naked shorting and manipulation and dark pools to keep this thing artificially at all-time lows. Not all-time lows, but I guess for the last year and a half.
For you,
all-time
yeah,
lows.
it is.
Riding around 14, guys. Like, the reality is, how the fuck is this thing driving down to $14 when we own this motherfucker? Like, I don't know how else I can explain it. Like, we own.
Well, that's. It's a very rigid way of thinking. It's a very oversimplified way to look at it, because you have to realize that yes, there's a finite number of shares, just like there's a finite amount of money. But just like money gets lent and borrowed and sold and used to buy things and whatever else. Same thing happens with securities. So the amount of money that's trading on that is going to exceed what is strictly implied by the float. So, you have 100,000 additional exposures to the float. It's exposure to the float. It's not shares, though. And that's, I think, hard for the apes to understand and conceptualize. To my best guess, that's where the synthetic share narrative comes in. It occupies the explanation for what they perceive, I think. It's just this plug and play narrative of naked shorting to explain why it went down, why it's behaving this way. When in reality, it's behaving that way because of the mechanics of the market. And it's nothing new. It's the way it always is, but it's new to them. They don't understand. They've never experienced anything in this business at all. So they think, okay, there's this number of shares. We have this amount of them. The price shouldn't even move. It shouldn't even be trading because the shares aren't there. Well, they probably are, and there are probably a lot of your shares that have been lent out, and you didn't know about that. You didn't know that your brokerage did it. You didn't know that it was a thing. You didn't know how common it was. You didn't. You didn't. And then all of a sudden we get to, Gary Gensler is human fecal matter, and everything in the system is fraudulent. No, you just don't understand anything about it. You carelessly listen to people on the internet, like this guy, who just runs his mouth. That's all they do is run their mouth. Instead of actually developing an understanding of anything, plug in these conspiratorial narratives. I mean, and I don't understand how there is still a market for new grifters in AMC. I really, that is, I've seen everything in this over the last year and a half. That genuinely surprises me, that there is still a fucking market for new assholes to come in here and run their fucking mouth about shit that they don't know anything about on a dead fucking play. That is surprising. That I have a hard time really wrapping my head around.
Motherfucker, and people on Wall Street that own 0% can basically have their little progressive name your own price tool. Like, it makes no fucking sense right now.
That was Priceline, not progressive.
When this thing lets
fucking
loose
moron.
and shit starts happening, because as we know, like we talked about in other videos today, the rates are raising. Yes, they're raising them a lot slower than what they should be, in my opinion, but they're doing that because obviously
Here we go with this.
They're not going to be able to afford to keep this play down much longer. This is real money. This isn't a game of fucking Monopoly that we're playing. This is a real play. This is real money. This is
God.
You are convinced in your mind that $100,000 is impossible, because it 100% is. And does it have a big impact on people holding? Absolutely.
I mean, I can't imagine that people would actually take that seriously after having listened to the previous 6 minutes, but you know, we know that they do. They have. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely it does. You know, we need
to put it in Frankie Muhammad's terms. The 99% think that they have outsmarted the 1%. Somehow. Even though even people like Frankie Muhammad admit that the hedge funds and the 1%ers, they control the stock market. But, you know, by buying 5 shares, 15 shares, you've got them trapped on the ropes. And it's like, no, actually, you're not. You don't.
60 to 70% of the people to hold past, you know, the $10,000, $20,000 mark. But with AMC, I think we're there. I think there's a lot of people, you know, we have these bots and paid shills and bots coming out into medias, you know, creating price targets. But I would be surprised if we took the real people who own the real float and came up with an average once this thing starts moving on how high you would hold to.
It doesn't matter who owns the real float. Like that, again, like you have to understand the difference between the float and the market for the float. That those are different things. Like, it's not like there's a scarcity issue here. I mean, maybe there was at one time for some of these stocks. Shit, AMC's float quadrupled in the same period that everything else happened. Like buy button getting removed, 1.25 billion shares traded, running up to $20 or whatever. All that shit. It all happened at the same time, but let's pick and choose parts of it that we want to talk about. And completely absent is that thing about dumping the shares, although the one foreign guy did mention it. But
right now, with it down, yeah, I would just take 1,000 a share right now. But when this shit gets back up into the green again and you're not sweating it anymore, and it's easy to tell yourself this is actually happening, think it's going to be a lot easier for people to hold
God.
into those thousands than what you want to believe right now. So can this go to $100,000 per share? Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. Nobody can prove me wrong. You're not going to come in here and tell me the money doesn't exist, because guess what? The beautiful thing about the Federal Reserve is they can just print fucking more, and will cause
What an asshole.
hyperinflation. It will, but they'll have to do things on the other side.
He's going to be, this guy is going to be destructive when he finally realizes he got fucking played. Like this guy is, this is one to watch right here. I'm just calling it like I see it. He is so fucking cocky for being so fucking ignorant. He has no fucking clue. And I have no fucking clue what people like this, how they're going to react when they realize that they got rug pulled in the slowest, fucking scammiest rug pull in like modern times. Since the .com bubble, I would say. I have no idea.
Back down. So yes, it can. Do I believe it will? There's a chance. Yes, there is a chance. Will everybody in this play catch it at that price? Maybe not. Most likely not. Actually, there's a good chance that maybe only 20% will, or depending on how it goes. But read between those lines, right? If I have a price bracket of median $10,000, $15,000, and this thing has the potential and goes up to $100,000, you're in that between mark, which is pretty fucking well. So we always have to remember that people will tell you, well, for a temporary short squeeze, yeah, I guess it could. Well, no, if everybody came together and said, we think AMC is worth $100,000 and we're not going to sell even as this goes up, like in a perfect world when the supply and demand actually makes sense, and you can't just create an unlimited supply like Wall Street.
Why would it continue to go up though? If you're not gonna, it just doesn't make sense. None of it does.
Doing right now when reality sinks in and people, like the real fucking stock price starts getting shown, we could ride this thing up as high as we want it to, because
so now the real stock price is not shown. Where'd that come from? That came out of left field. So that there's a real stock price. He's a believer in that. That's so last year.
At the end of the day, we own this float. And the day that our government comes and steps through and decides, hey, we're not going to let you hold that high, well, then you have your answer that the stock market's not a free market. And I guess it's a blessing if that happens, because then you can decide your fate there. And then people can decide what they're going to do after. So anyways, guys, but
he has, some might say that this guy has potentially the capability to be destructive. I don't know. I'm not saying that I believe that, but he mentioned it before in a previous video, that if the government doesn't throw these people in jail, that they would. If the government doesn't throw them in jail, they would. So there's.
But I hope this video isn't too bad. The reality is, yes, AMC can go to $100,000.
It's the fourth time you said that.
This is my last video of the day, but I'll be back tomorrow,
Great.
depending on what kind of news and shit we have. So definitely appreciate everyone coming in. Like this, send it to somebody, show people that it is a reality, because it is. Do your research. If you short a stock, infinite losses. Infinite losses means no price target. It can go fucking as high as it can go. So don't let people jam stuff into your mind that want to act like they're financial fucking gurus, okay? I'll see you later.
Oh, the irony. Do I even need to point it out? Videos like this make me want to sell my stock I've been holding for 2 years. There is no hope. Do people not understand they wouldn't be able to pay you out that money? It would legit crash the world economy. Go away, bot or shill or whatever, or just somebody who realizes it's fucking unrealistic. Yeah. What are the odds the squeeze happens this year? Shit. Not trying to start anything, but I don't believe 100K is possible. 23 to 24K is the very peak of the squeeze. Very precise. Must be right. Realistic estimate. I math. I also psychology. Phase, look, Phil, for real. When the hedgies go, the money go burr. Phase 6. God. Yeah, phase 6. That's it. Do we need a market crash in order for this MOASS to kick off, guys? Kick off. Yeah. I hope not, because the market rallied today. Maybe that, I don't know. I believe it because how Bitcoin went from under a penny to $63,000. That's a good, yeah, it's valid reason. I mean, you got me. I can't argue that. First off, don't make it your last video. This guy, Denny, he's feeling the Trey exit stage left, I think. First off, don't make it your last video. I can't take any more last videos today. This is what we need to talk about more than the charts. The only way we're going to high numbers is if we talk about holding to high numbers, will it into existence. I personally don't sleep. 100,000, I would flip out at 4,000. To be honest with you, I don't trust everyone's going to hold. No shit. You got a real bad temper. I got another woman that wants me to pimp her. $2.3 million per share. Good, get out of here. You're too controlling. My chin is something you shouldn't be holding. What will keep Black Mountain from burning? The evidence of FTDs. That's good. So flirtatious, so naughty. How can you be jealous on Facebook, keeping up with your ex-fellas? You full of shit, and you need to quit. Baby, you full of shit. You hold your 90% position for 100K and show everyone a way if you think this is possible. Sell 10% and cover your investment. Just don't post vague videos here. Tired of AMC tubers. Keep it real, show what you got, and hold till 90K at least. Right. 100K is nuts. Let's get to $100 first. Stop sharing this to get views. Don't you see what's already going on with Webull restricting stocks? I'm a strong diamond hand holder, but it's not going to 100%. It's not going to go 100% our way when it's not our territory. Not our territory. Webull restricting stock. They got in January 10th. That was right before Trey's first video.
Back to 430 if it happens. If not, ride the momentum, make it a quick flip trade. You're going to be looking very, very good. So that is what I have for the video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you like to
make it a quick trade, quick flip.
Lastly, I do have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. If you're interested in getting some free stocks, 4 free stocks with a $100 deposit, I'll also get some free stocks.
Well, another way he got paid.
I'm interested. That's totally fine.
Another way he got paid right there.
I appreciate your support by taking the time to watch my videos. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I will see you all next time. Peace.
And with that, I will say the same thing. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hopefully we can look at another one of these grifters that decides, for whatever reason,